Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nuratika Mituzukifli. I am from Group 2 for class BEHAVIOur. Okay, today I would like to explain a little bit about the mass model. And do you know what is mass model? What is mass model? Okay, mass model is individual behavior, which is outlining the main types of the individual behavior in the workplace. Okay, basically, what does it mean by the words MARS in the model actually? Okay, basically M is referred to motivation, while A is referred to an ability, and R is referred to the role perception, or also known as role obligations, and lastly the S is referred to the situational factors under this model. Okay, all of these factors brings a big impact on the employees because from this factor, it will produce such a good and bad employees, because the performance of the employees depends on their behavior. Okay, this mass factor is usually affected by who? Okay, for your information, this mass factor are affected by the individual characteristic actually. It can be from their personality, values, their self-concept or belief, and many others perception in their own self. It depends on the individual. Yeah, obviously on the individual. Okay, next, what does it mean by the mass model here? Okay, let me give you some explanation about what is mass model, so it will make you more clear about it. Okay, first, employee motivation. Actually, it is an internal forces which is voluntarily chosen by the individual. The individual itself choose to be like that and to have that behavior. So it also depends on the individual whether to choose their own direction, intensity or the persistence. Okay, second is an ability. It is a natural capabilities which is required in order to a person to achieve their goals or their desire and successfully complete their tasks. And next is role perceptions. It is when a person totally understand a job duties or the roles that the people expected from him or her. So this is when the person believe what kind of behavior needs in order to achieve their desire or their goals. So by that they can perform well because they understand well what is their task, what they have to do, what they want to do, and they will have an attitude or behavior that they believe that by having that attitude or behavior, they can accomplish the task that they have been received at the company or while they are working. Okay, lastly is situational factors. It is actually beyond the employee's control, which is it could be a time, people, budget, situation, or conditions at that time. Okay, now let me move to the other part of the questions. Okay, what is the possible reason for absenteeism of the officer staff in the insurance company? What do you think about it? Okay, in my opinion, from the motivation perspective under this mass model, it can happen when a person or the employee lack of motivation in the company. So how this can be happen? Okay, firstly, I think that the person itself do not have an interest in the job or don't like the position at all, or maybe they have been forced by the employer or has been forced by the top manager in order to complete the task or to do the job. So it will make the employees become unmotivated. Other than that, a person maybe do not get any support from the family for their job. Maybe they don't have any person to be depends on to get any motivation from, and by that they will be unmotivated also. Okay, however, do you know there are many other ways to overcome the absenteeism problems anyway? Okay, first, the person itself must put the interest. You must and you need to do that. You need to motivate yourself to love your job, to love what you do, and to perform well in anything you do, especially when it's come to your jobs. It is part of your life, so you must keep the goals or the good behavior, such as have good perceptions toward your jobs and make it interested. You must understand well your tasks and focus on what you do in your company, so it may reduce your problem of absenteeism. Obviously, because you already love your job, you will like it. Okay, second, family must be supportive, super supportive, especially parents, because they are a backbone of every person in this world. Okay, when the person have been motivated by someone they love, from a person who know them better and close to them, they will do it well and successfully. Yes, that is true, because motivation is a vital part in anything we do in our life. Okay, I will pass it to my friend. By that, I thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Amira binti Mazlan. Okay, I will present about the other reason for absenteeism and how it might be reduced. Okay, the next reason is the A for ability. Ability is very important to the employees perform well. When they do not have a knowledge to perform their task and do not have a skill such as communication, leadership, and also do not know how to use technology or IT, it might be difficult to them to perform their task and it might be them too lazy to come to the workplace. Okay, for example, the financial manager for the insurance company, they do not know how to record data, calculate the profit or loss of the company, and also do not know how to make the income statement. It can influence them to lazy to come the workplace, and it might be high to absenteeism to happen. Okay, for the overcome this problem is the company must hold the seminar or training for the all employees to learn them about the skill, knowledge, and ability KSA, to them motivate them to be the professional employees and make them to enjoy to come to the workplace. Okay, we move to the other reason for the absenteeism that concludes of the art for role perception. The role perception is very important to ensure the employees understand their specific duties and roles and not interfere with other positions or roles. For example, for the financial manager also in an insurance company, they must know how to must understand their role and duties and not to interfere with other positions such as marketing manager, operation manager, that might be their duties are wrongly. Okay, besides, when they do not know or understand their role, they could not know the importance of their duties and make them to do not follow the rule and regulation of the company. For example, many employees nowadays misuse their company's sick leave benefit that are not use it correctly. Okay, for the overcome this problem, the superior manager must take the play the main role to ensure to make the meeting with their employees and give explanation to make their employees clear about their specific duties, and must take action and give a discipline action also to ensure their employees do not misuse their sick leave benefit. That, for example, maternity leave just for the female worker pregnant. So the superior manager must play the main role to avoid this absenteeism from happening. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Cik Nurul Aini binti Cik Nur. I am here to explain about reason for absenteeism and how to reduce it. Okay, reason for absenteeism is situational factor. Situational factor includes lack of time, lack of physical work facilities, and work pressure. Okay, firstly, lack of time. We can see mostly the female staff come late to the office. They give reason that they come late to office because they have their duties like responsibility as a wife. Okay. Secondly, lack of physical work facilities. Nowadays, not all company or organization provide enough technological system, and some organization or company still use traditional methods. Okay, so when the company use the traditional method, employee or employer are hard or not easy to complete their task because, for example, for financial manager, they have to calculate or record the data using the technological system. So, if the company do not provide the technological system, it can be difficult for employees to complete their task. Thirdly, work pressure. Okay, work pressure means that employee feel not comfortable when doing their task or when they do the task in their organization because of some reason, like their workers like their friends that work same as her or his. Their friend do not give the full commitment, or their friend do not help them in doing the task. So this worker will feel down and also feel bored to continue their work. And work pressure also occur when employees having difficult when they have a difficult meeting and okay, the workers feel not comfortable in organization because the environment that not suitable for them. Okay, how to reduce the absenteeism? Firstly, for lack of time. Okay, female staff ni should manage their time wisely because they have two responsible, which are responsible as a worker and responsible as a wife. Secondly, for lack of physical work facilities, the company or organization should provide the enough facility such as technological system because it will easier for workers to doing their task. And lastly, how to reduce the work pressure is every employer every employee should give cooperation and full commitment to other employees. And as a conclusion, mass model is important in organizational behavior because it can help employee to make or to complete their work with effective and efficiently. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nazrin Afifah binti Muhammad Sakari. Question 3. Motivation and ability have an influence on an individual's behavior and performance, but employees also require accurate role perception. What are the 3 factors of role perception? What is the role of role perception in the selection process? The answer is the definition will be divided into three, which is definition of motivation, second definition of ability, and third definition of role perception. Firstly, motivation can be defined as motivation used to explain behavior. It represents the reasons for people's action, desire, and needs. Motivation can also be defined as one's direction to behavior or what causes a person to want to repeat a behavior and vice versa. Second, ability can be defined as one's capability or skills. It is an acquired or natural capacity or talent that enable an individual to perform a particular job or task successfully. The last definition is definition of role perception. The process of receiving information about and making sense of the world around us by deciding which information to notice, how to categorize this information, and how to interpret information within our existing knowledge framework. The role perception concept has three factors. First, employees have accurate role perception when they understand their specific task, which is when they know the specific duties or consequences for which they are accountable. Secondly, people have accurate role perception when they understand the priority of their various tasks and performance expectations. These include the quantity versus quality dilemma. Thirdly, the factors of the role perception is understanding the preferred behavior or procedure for accomplishing the assignment. This refers to situations in which more than one method could be followed to perform the work. Employees with clear role perception know which of the method is preferred by the organization.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nikla Shawani binti Jackson. Here I will present about the roles of role perceptions in the selection process. Firstly, I will describe about the meanings of the selection process. The selection process is an applicant perceptions of selection procedure have become an important theme in personal selection research. One of the reasons for this increasing research attention is that applicant perceptions are related to various individual and organizational, such as job acceptance intentions, recommendation intention, and perceptions of organizational attractiveness. The roles of role perceptions, the effects on the individuals. Firstly, by understand the ability that they have in order to develop the existing ability to be more productive. Secondly, to stimulate their motivation in aspect of understanding the behavior or attitudes in a world around us. Achieving such a goal required the ability to persist through obstacles and endurance to keep going in spite of difficulties. Besides that, it is also inspired toward a better performance in the work environment. Thirdly, make an improvement towards the knowledge. The knowledge used to bring the enhancements onto the organizational environment. And lastly, to innate, to understand and anticipate other behavior. The effects on the employees would be workers in any organizations need something to keep them working. Most of the time, the salary of the employee is enough to keep him or her working for an organization. An employee must be motivated to work for a company or organization. If no motivation is present in an employee, then the employee quality of work or work in general will decline. Secondly, employee also needs to have the variety skills to accomplish the job required using different skills and talents. Then, employee should have significance onto the task given and realize whether the job has an impact on the life or work of other people or not. Fourthly, worker also know the task feedback, which the worker is provided with clear, specific, detailed, actionable information about the effectiveness of his or her job performance. Lastly, employer also needs the independence, freedom and discretion in carrying out the jobs. As a conclusion of role perceptions is, perceptions is how we make sense of our environment in response to environmental stimuli. While perceiving our surroundings, we go beyond the objective information available to us, and our perception is affected by our values, needs, and emotions. There are many biases that affect human perceptions of objects, self, and others. When perceiving the physical environment, we fill in gaps and extrapolate them from the available information. We also contrast physical objects to their surrounding. In self-perceptions, we may commit the self-enhancement or self-effacement bias depending on our personality.
We also overestimate how much we are like other people. When perceiving others, stereotypes influence our behavior. Stereotypes may lead to self-fulfilling prophecy. Stereotypes are neat because of our tendency to pay selective attention to aspects of the environment and ignore information inconsistent with our belief. When perceiving others, the attribution we make will determine how we respond to the situation. So, understanding the perception process gives us clue to understand human behavior.